Eric had never been one for pets. He liked the idea of companionship, sure, but the responsibility? Feeding, grooming, training, none of that had ever appealed to him. So when he saw the sleek, high-tech box labeled Smart Pet, the ultimate companion experience, on the shelf at a specialty tech store, he was intrigued. It promised zero maintenance, full customization, and adaptive AI learning. It sounded like the perfect alternative to a traditional pet, one that required no effort but still offered companionship. The price tag was steep, but curiosity got the better of him. He tapped his wrist chip, made the purchase, and brought the box home. The packaging was minimalistic, the only text on it reading, "Activate for optimal bonding experience." No instructions, no indication of what kind of pet he was getting. That should have been a red flag, but Eric had always been one to roll with surprises. The moment he pressed the activation button, the box shuddered and hissed. A faint glow pulsed along its edges before the top split open with a smooth, mechanical sound. Inside, nestled within what looked like biogel cushioning, was a girl. Eric stumbled backward, nearly knocking over his coffee table. The girl was small, barely reaching his chest as she slowly sat up. Her eyes, impossibly large and luminescent, blinked at him with a mix of confusion and curiosity. Her hair, silver blue and strangely weightless, drifted slightly as if gravity barely had a hold on it. Her skin, pale with a subtle iridescence, caught the light in a way that seemed almost unreal. "Hello," she said, tilting her head. Her voice was soft, musical, carrying an odd cadence that made the hairs on Eric's arms rise. "Are you my caretaker?" His mouth opened and closed, but no words came out. What the hell had he just bought? The girl looked down at herself, her fingers flexing experimentally before pressing against the gel cushioning. "Form stabilization, 99%. Adaptation, successful." She looked up at him again. "Caretaker, please confirm name." Eric." She blinked, processing the information. "Hello, Eric. My designation is subject to your preference. What would you like to call me?" His brain was still trying to catch up, but he latched onto the question like a lifeline. A name. Right. If this was some advanced AI pet, albeit one that looked disturbingly human, then it made sense it would need a name. Mira? Mira, she echoed, as if tasting the sound. Designation accepted. Initiating primary bonding protocols. A shiver ran down Eric's spine. Bonding protocols? Wait, hold on. Before he could react, Mira reached out and placed her palm flat against his chest. A rush of warmth flooded through him, a strange, tingling sensation wrapping around his senses. His vision blurred for a second, his heartbeat syncing with something unfamiliar. It was over in an instant, leaving him breathless and slightly disoriented. Primary bond established, Mira announced with a small, satisfied nod. Caretaker acknowledged. Eric exhaled sharply, rubbing his temples. Okay. What the hell was that? Synchronization protocol. It allows for optimal caretaker-pet relationship, ensuring mutual understanding and compatibility. Pet? He echoed, his voice rising an octave. You're not a pet. You're a person. Mira tilted her head, her glowing eyes narrowing slightly. I am classified as a bioadaptive companion entity. My form, intelligence, and behavior are designed to cater to caretaker preferences. Eric groaned, dragging a hand down his face. This is insane. You're telling me I just bought you? Mira considered this. In a manner of speaking, yes. However, my existence predates your purchase. I was placed into storage mode until an appropriate caretaker was assigned. That caretaker is now you. He felt like his brain was overheating. And what exactly are you? Extraterrestrial in origin, though designed for human compatibility. My species was integrated into the Smart Pet Initiative due to our adaptability and intelligence. I am both a learning entity and a bonded companion. Eric sat down hard on the couch. So, you're an alien, and I'm stuck taking care of you? Mira nodded. Correct. Though, as a bonded unit, care is a two-way street. My primary function is to ensure your well-being as well. Fantastic, Eric muttered, staring at the sleek box that had brought this whirlwind into his life. Absolutely fantastic. As the days passed, Eric found himself adjusting, however reluctantly, to Myra's presence. She was eerily efficient, handling tasks he didn't even realize needed doing. She organized his workspace, optimized his apartment's energy consumption, even made sure he ate properly, a fact that annoyed him more than he cared to admit. Despite his initial resistance, he couldn't deny she was helpful. But the more he observed her, the more questions arose. She never seemed to sleep, instead entering a strange meditative state where her body emitted a faint hum. She absorbed information at an alarming rate, processing data faster than any AI he'd encountered. And then there were the little things, like how the air around her subtly distorted when she was deep in thought, or how her eyes flickered with unreadable symbols when she accessed knowledge beyond human comprehension. One evening, as he watched her interact with his hollow screen, he finally voiced the question that had been gnawing at him. Mira, why are you here? She turned to him, blinking. You purchased me. No, I mean, why does something like you exist? What's the real purpose of the Smart Pet Initiative? Mira was silent for a moment. Then, in a voice softer than usual, she said, Not all integrations are successful. Some caretakers reject their companions. Others misuse them. Our existence is an experiment, a test to see if humans and my kind can coexist. A chill ran down Eric's spine. And if the experiment fails? Mira didn't answer. She didn't have to. Eric swallowed hard, realization dawning. He wasn't just a pet owner. He was part of something much bigger, something that had consequences he wasn't sure he was ready to face. But when Mira looked at him, her luminescent eyes filled with something almost like hope, he knew one thing for certain. He wasn't going to let her down. And together, they would prove the experiment could succeed.